Hello, my name is Jacob Heimovitz, and I'm gonna give you my 7 4K Blu-ray collection. Includes, well, this has to be under 15 minutes, so I'm gonna give you my 4K Blu-ray collection, plus a regular Blu-ray and 4K Blu-ray edition of Dolby Atmos and DTS demo discs. First, let's get started. Number 1, we have one of my favorite number one, we have one of my all-time favorite movies of all time since I was 18 years old, Independence Day. I saw that in theaters at the AMC Century City 15 at 5 o'clock, and they didn't have any previews back then. I saw it in theaters before seeing Independence Day 2. Well, Independence Day 2 was terrible, and that film was a blockbuster flop. Independence Day is a disaster flick, and it is a science fiction action movie. Independence Day, when I saw Independence Day in theaters, I was very brave that it was a disaster movie, and it is a disaster movie. When I saw the first Independence Day in theaters at AMC Century City 15, I was very flexible. I was 18 years old, and I was very brave that this film was a disaster film, and Independence Day is a big-time disaster movie directed by Roland Emmerich. Roland Emmerich has made a lot of disaster movies, including Independence Day. It's about an alien invasion on 4th of July, and people have to save the world before the world is destroyed by aliens. It's about an alien invasion on 4th of July. I would want to watch this every 4th of July. And when I was under the age of 11 and at ages 10 and under, at ages 6 to 10, my parents would never let me see Independence Day because it was too scary for me, too inappropriate for me, too violent and scary for me. But I haven't heard of it when I was 6 and 10 years old. But I have heard of it when I was in middle school, looking up Independence Day. But when I was 7 and 10 years old, my childhood science fiction, when I was a little kid at 6 and 10, I loved Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. That was one of my favorite movies of all time. My number one favorite movie of all time is Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. It's about a 10-year-old kid and the kids who have to rescue their parents who were kidnapped by aliens, and they had to fly into outer space to go to another planet to save the parents from being eaten by a giant chicken space monster that's an alien. But it's not an alien invasion kids film. It's about going to outer space to save their parents and even the world. But this one is more for older kids 11 and up. But I finally got this on 4K Blu-ray. I saw it on my LG OLED B6 4K HDR with Dolby Vision OLED Smart TV, and it looked absolutely amazing. Much better than the regular Blu-ray. This film won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. I'll show you the artwork. You'll see 4K Ultra HD. I took out the regular Blu-ray version of Independence Day, and then only add the 4K Blu-ray disc and Blu-ray bonus disc on this. You'll see Ultra HD Premium, includes both theatrical and extended cut, 20th anniversary edition. You got HDR for brilliant brights, deepest darks. Here is The Spine with Will Smith. Well, Will Smith's first film that made him famous and popular was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from 1990. That was a TV show. Ultra HD, the ultimate movie watching experience. You got a DTS 6 English language soundtrack. Here is the 4K Blu-ray and the Blu-ray bonus disc. We're done with Independence Day. 6 more. Next, we have one of my top all-time favorite movies of all time, The Fast and the Furious, the original film trilogy. When I was 6 and 10 years old, my parents could never, ever let me watch The Fast and the Furious. It was too violent and explicit for me. And start with the first one. This is a ripoff of Point Break, but I want to see Point Break. And I'm waiting for Fast and Furious 4 and 5 to come out in 4K HDR, but it'll be soon, coming soon. But man, I love the fast cars action. CGI effects were great, and Man, I love the cast of Fast and Furious, including Dwayne Johnson. I got this from Best Buy, and I saw the Fast and the Furious when I was 15 for the first time. When I was 15, I watched the Fast and Furious 1 on TNT on cable for the very first time. It was the first time I watched the Fast and the Furious 1, and I loved it. And the Fast and the Furious, I loved it. I grew up with it when I was 15 years old in high school. I saw Fast and Furious 1 on TV before seeing the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast and Furious 6, which I'm going to buy on Vudu or iTunes. Well, I'm going to buy on Vudu 4K Dolby Vision HDR. But, man, I love this slipcover. The spine. On the back, you get HDR for brighter, deeper, more lifelike colors. And it's PG-13, DTS 6, English soundtrack. And I love this design. It's not a steelbook, but I love the artwork. Here you get digital copy, which I don't really need. And a Ultra HD disc. And regular Blu-ray disc. I own the Fast and the Furious movies 3 times. This is my 2 on Blu-ray and 1 on 4K HDR. This is the first time I own this on 4K HDR. I own the Fast and the Furious movies 2 times on Blu-ray. Well, I didn't buy Fast and Furious 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I just bought on iTunes first, then bought the Blu-rays. But here's the second Fast and Furious. My favorite Fast and Furious films is the first 3. Because it has street racing. A lot of street racing in it. Here's the 4K disc. We gotta go fast. Because this is a 15-minute video. Here's the 4K Blu-ray disc of Fast and Furious 3. And here's the artwork. I love Tokyo Drift. Alright. Next we have the Mummy Trilogy, except there's no Scorpion King on 4K Blu-ray, which is extremely disappointing. In the future, there will be a Scorpion King on 4K Blu-ray. When I was like 6 or 7, when we went to Cousin Barbara's house, she now died, I looked at her videos and she had The Mummy, probably the original, on VHS, and I didn't want to see it. The movie didn't scare me, but only the VHS cover scared me. I just looked at it, and I didn't want to see it because it would scare me a lot. I looked at the Mummy VHS cover, and I didn't want to see it because it would scare me a lot. The VHS cover scared me. I didn't see the movie. I did not see the movie, but the VHS cover scared me. But I saw it on Halloween 2018 when I was 21 on my OLED 4K HDR TV and loved it. To me, this is one of the best action-adventure movies. I wish Indiana Jones would come out in 4K HDR, but you got DTS 6 and HDR for English. Here's the 4K disc. You have The Mummy Returns, which made Dwayne Johnson a very famous and popular actor after he was a wrestler. To me, this is my favorite out of the franchise because it made Dwayne Johnson a famous and popular actor, and Dwayne Johnson plays one of the main villains in the movie. Man, I love The Mummy. I love those, full of action, full of adventure, full of CGI effects. But I'm disappointed the Scorpion King is not a 4K Blu-ray, but soon there will be in the future. You got this is one of the last PG-13 films that came out before I was 11 that my parents would never let me see. And you got your 4K Ultra HD disc. Oh. There you have the Transformers 5 movie collection. Soon I'm going to buy the Transformers prequel Bumblebee on 4K Ultra HD when it comes out. But I love the artwork and design. It's a big 4K Ultra HD collection. I heard they're making a Transformers prequel sequel coming soon, but it's not in production yet. And this is my cousin's from Arizona's all-time favorite movie. Like I told you. Hold on a second. I love this box set. It has a 4K Ultra HD disc for the movie, and the Blu-ray bonus disc, and Blu-ray for the regular Blu-ray for the bonus features. I love this. All right. What's interesting? Well, Transformers the prequel stars Haley Steinfeld, which I have a huge crush on her. I have a huge crush on Haley Steinfeld because she stars in Transformers prequel. Next, you have 3 Marvel movies on 4K Blu-ray from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 3 Marvel Cinematic Universe films on 4K Blu-ray. You got Black Panther, nominated for Best Picture, The Incredible Hulk, and Spider-Man Homecoming. And you got Rampage on 4K Blu-ray. And I think 4K Blu-rays are more popular than regular Blu-rays. I'm not sure, but that's one of the ways to get 4K HDR content. You got Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos on there. You got Deadpool. We got the X-Men universe on 4K Blu-ray. You got Deadpool, Logan, and Deadpool 2, Logan, X-Men Apocalypse, all in 4K HDR with Dolby Atmos. Is that all? Oh, last but not least, we got this. Planet Earth 2 on 4K Ultra HD. I'm going to watch it soon and be very educated on this. Next we have a demo disc. 1 on HD Blu-ray Dolby Atmos, and 1 and 2 on 1 on 4K Blu-ray, the DTSX demo disc, and the regular Blu-ray DTSX demo disc. You got 2 Dolby Atmos demo Blu-ray discs, and 1 DTSX demo regular disc, and 1 DTSX 4K demo disc. That's all. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this video.